All right.
What do we got here?
Jen's here to
Hi.
tell me first about how terribly, terribly wrong I was about the last week's episode, the Taylor Swift episode.
What were you wrong about?
The re-release. So the re-release did not sound any different than the
Okay.
original. It had to do with
They just added songs.
other intricacies, right?
Yeah, let me read it to you.
Okay, yeah, let us know.
Okay. So the reason why she re-recorded her Fearless, and then a couple months later she did the Red album.
Right.
It was due to the contract with her previous record label, Big Machine Records, which was purchased by Scooter Braun in 2019. After Swift parted ways with the label and signed with Universal Music Group, the singer-songwriter opted to reclaim her songs the best way she knew how by re-recording her older songs and albums and adding in some cuts that,
Okay.
didn't make
So,
the album the
so
first
the
time.
so the album was recorded from top to bottom, scratch, redone, just so that
Redone.
she could have the
rights to it.
the rights
Rights
to the
to it,
music.
yeah.
Okay.
That is cool. That's
But there are multiple versions of songs. There are like
Yes.
country versions and more poppy radio versions.
Right.
Right.
I feel
Okay.
like some of the versions that she re-recorded, because I did listen to the album, is they are a little more poppy, and you can hear it how she sounded more country in the first, in the original version that you guys
Right.
listened
right.
to.
Yeah.
You can hear that she's older, and it sounds a little different.
Well, that's one thing I commented on when we were doing it is it a fake country voice that she has? Because she is from Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and she's not from the
I remember
from the
when I
country.
listened that you said that, and that was interesting that
You
you
know.
brought that up. Because I think when she was younger, like that was her whole thing. Like I watched things that like unreleased Taylor Swift songs that weren't even released that she was doing, in like a band room or on some kind of stage, and she's just playing her guitar, singing, and she had that
Well,
accent.
I'm,
So
I'm
maybe
not
she
faulting
started-
her.
No. Maybe
you know.
she just started sounding country, and then she just said,
I'm
no.
sure she had country idols that she looked up to,
Yeah.
and that's what when she was young she would.
Right. That's what you draw
Yeah.
from. You draw from what you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a very natural,
Right.
twang.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very interesting with the re-release of the albums, though. That like to do it in such a way as to get credit for
Right.
her songs.
Right.
I didn't realize that was what was going on. So that's very cool, and I like that little tidbit of information for us. So
Well, I'm just finding this out. Because I'm a Googler and I will research every single thing. It says she does sing with a Southern accent on her earlier country albums, but in real life she has a regular American accent.
Right.
So maybe she was putting on a country accent to sound more country.
Well, I mean, a country accent is the most American accent
Right,
you can possibly.
Well, I know, I guess, but like you said, Pennsylvania. She's not like from like Tennessee.
Right.
Right.
She never lived in Tennessee.
Well,
or
she
something.
did. I mean, she
Maybe
did
a
go to
little-
Nashville. I mean,
Well, she
when
did
she
go
was
to
young.
So that probably inspired her.
Yeah.
In her younger days, when she was there, she probably picked up an accent.
it's also similar to when like bands like the Beatles, when they sing, you can't hear an English
Well,
accent.
English accents don't come out.
Right.
No, that is really weird.
Yeah, the enunciation of words don't come out with an accent.
So maybe just the style that she was used to singing was naturally lent itself to that type of accent. So that would
Right.
It's
It's probably, like I said, her idols, the people she listened to,
Right.
the female country artists that she liked. That was what she knew. So
So the
So young and talented.
the last part
She
of this is that Jen has been trying to get me to listen to Taylor Swift for almost a year now, before we even started doing this.
But
And,
you don't not listen to her. Like if she's
No,
on
no,
the
I mean-
radio, you don't turn it off. Like
No.
No,
but-
but I just became a Swiftie. Like 2 years during
I will never be
quarantine.
called a Swiftie.
I know. She released her 2 quarantine albums, like back to back, a couple months apart, and I was just like, but they were so different. They weren't country. They were more like folky,
Right.
folklore,
Okay.
Evermore. They were more folky, and I was just like, oh, this is different. I mean, I've heard Taylor Swift songs. How could you not? Like you
Yeah.
said, like they're all over the radio. But it was such a different style, and I was really like, oh wow, she can do so much. And I was like,
She
really
probably
like,
can do anything.
Right.
wow.
Yep. We I mean
She could probably drop like a hip hop album.
every single track
Maybe
that
she will.
every single track we when we reviewed it, we just is there anything she can't sing? Like
Right.
it's
She's gonna come after Eminem. Watch out.
she's coming for you, Em. Kanye, she's gonna get her revenge.
Well, anybody can go after Kanye. That's easy.
I don't like him so much.
Jen isn't very much shorter than Dave and I.
No.
She's just sitting on a much smaller chair.
Yeah.
All right, that's gonna do it. We're gonna post this in between some of the tracks that for last week's episode, Taylor Swift.
Which you'll know because you'll see it's in between.
Right, and it's gonna have a different background. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, comment. Agree with Jen, disagree with us because we're bad.
You're not bad. You just don't research stuff.
Yeah, we like to
We like to be told.
do it live.
Yeah,
And
do it live, and then I'll come on and tell you how it goes.
we'll have a lot of these fixer upper videos to come, I guess. All right, guys, we'll see you in a little bit.